you're okay that I put it on YouTube, Facebook, social media, my site, all those other stuff places?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm happy with you sharing it, but can you not put my name or anything?
okay. And we've already worked once, so why don't you just say in short what the results were from what we worked?
I worked on my mum, which, yeah, it helped quite a lot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a few bits that I struggle with, but it's a lot easier. I can't actually remember what we worked on exactly.
Okay, that doesn't matter. That doesn't
But
matter.
yeah,
Okay,
but it seems to be a lot easier with her.
good. And what would you like to get from this session?
I'd like to work on my dad this time, or
Okay.
my relationships with men, and
Mm-hmm.
also money as well.
Okay. So number one, how do you know that you have a problem with men?
I've been in a relationship on and off for about 8 years, and I feel like there's like patterns repeating from my family. Um, yeah, mainly my dad and my brother. Yeah, that's always been a little bit strange between them.
Okay. And how many brothers do you have again?
Too.
Two brothers. But your older one you didn't have a problem with, but only your younger one you did, right?
Yeah. Well, he's 3 years older
He's
than me.
older than you, but he's the younger of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you don't have to tell me what the problems you have with your relationship. Just tell me how you know you have them.
Because we've broken up so many times.
Okay. With the same guy or with different guys each time?
Same though. It's kind of hard to say exactly what the problem is. I think that's the problem.
Okay.
Well, actually, he cheated on me right at the beginning, and we broke up that time for quite a while, and then he changed quite a lot, and we felt like we worked through quite a lot of stuff. So in a way, it's been really good because we have like lasted quite a long time and worked through a lot, but there's still probably like trust issues and yeah, neither of us can really figure out what exactly it is. And we both look at our family stuff and try and work through it. Like we're both willing to work through it, but we don't really know what it
That's
is.
the important thing. Okay. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. So, how are you going to know when you get to where you want to get to your goal?
I think I have a bit of an issue with guilt, and like self doubt with a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, just maybe just a bit more clarity on stuff and not to like have it going over and over in my head all the time, and to kind of find out whether it's all the guilt coming from.
Is it important to know where the guilt's from?
Yeah.
Okay, just asking. Or is it enough to just get rid of it?
Or just get rid of it. There's like a lot of mental confusion, I think.
Mm-hmm. And how do you know that?
Oh, because I like ruminate over it quite a lot, and I try and figure out I probably overanalyze, I think.
What do you try to figure out?
What do I try and figure out?
Yeah, you said I try to figure out, and then I didn't get the last half of your sentence.
Like, mainly issues with me and my partner, and I think because I've done a lot of work on my family, like that, a lot of that stuff still goes over in my head when things aren't going right.
Mm-hmm.
Although in a way it's a good thing because I have worked through a lot of stuff, but there's still a lot there, I think. It goes around my head a lot.
So teach me how to do your problem. I still haven't gotten a good handle on your problem. So teach me how to do it so I can know how to do it also.
Oh, God. Probably overanalyze, waste time, like not getting as much stuff done in the day as I should because I'll be focused on that. Yeah.
Okay, and how often does this happen?
Some days are better than others. Like today's been a bit of a bad day. Like some days I can go out and I can work and it's absolutely fine and I feel really clear-headed, but more than often it's a lot of days.
So on average, 2 out of 3, 4 out of 7.
4 out of 7.
4 out of 7.
Yeah.
And then what happens in the morning? You wake up and then what?
I'll start feeling a bit crap about my relationship. I try and tap on it quite a lot, but I think that I don't really get to like the root of things, so it'll end up.
So let me just explain something, okay? There's a difference between the tapping that you do when you're working with a practitioner and the tapping that you do when you're on your own on a day-to-day basis. When you're on your own on a day-to-day basis, I would usually not advise you to go down to the root. Because if you try going down to the root, you might start drowning and there'll be no one there to pull you back up.
Yeah, okay? Exactly. Yeah. I think that's what happens.
The point of tapping on your own is that the moment you feel it, before it starts growing big, you tap it to a 0. Now, you probably didn't get rid of it. But what you did was, if it was this high, you cut it down a little bit. The next time it comes up, which might be in another 10 minutes, could be another hour, could be another 2 hours, you tap again right when it starts, before it gets big, and you cut down a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So the first week you might be tapping every day 5 or 10 times a day. The second week it might be every day only 5 times a day. The third week it might be every day only 2 times a day. The fourth week it might be every day only once a day. The fifth week it might be only 3 times a week. The sixth week it might be only once a week, but you won't even notice because it will seem natural to you. Okay? Now, even though you yourself didn't see yourself getting down to the root, because you kept cutting it down, cutting it down, cutting it down, cut it down, you did get there. And it doesn't matter that you don't know. Fact is that you no longer have it.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
yeah, I can go a bit full on and then think of like the worst case thing and try and tap on it, and then I will get like really
drowned.
Overwhelmed. Yeah, and then I can't kind of pull myself out of it. I can't easier than I used to be, you know. Like I am.
Okay, because you've done already some work. But as I said, I don't recommend you doing that when you're on your own. That's what you do when you're with a practitioner. Okay? When you're on your own, my advice is to just tap it down when it just starts, before it gets big, before it grows. When it's just like still 0, 1, or 2, then get it down to a 0. Goes back up to 1 or 2, get it back down to a 0. Goes back up 1 or 2, go back down to a 0. Okay? Don't let it grow big. Because if you let it grow big, I'll make more money.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, so you wake up and you feel crap about your relationship. Then what happens?
Then I'll have to pull myself out of it and go to work, which is fine. I really enjoy my job. That helps.
Mm-hmm. So you manage to pull yourself out?
Yeah, quite easily, yeah.
Okay.
Which is good. But then when I come home in the evening, it's kind of, I feel like I'm constantly working on it um, because I want it to work. So, but it just feels like it's taking over my life a little bit.
Does it take over your partner's life too, like that?
Yeah, I think it did.
It did, but doesn't anymore.
Well, we're kind of on a break. Not yeah, we've kind of separated because of it because it was getting really intense. And it seemed like too much work. So he's probably gone the other way, and he's just like, I'm not thinking, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Which is true.
Okay, so right now you're separated, but you want it, but you want to get back together.
We both want to try and make it work if we can.
You both.
If we're not, if it's not stressful and
Okay, so one of the ways that you'll know that you're over this is if you manage to get together and it's no longer stressful. No? Yes? Maybe?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Just correct me, because I don't want to make any assumptions over here. I don't want to put words into your mouth. Okay?
Yeah, I think so. From what he says, he wants to, like we've both talked about future and family and stuff like that, so from what he says, he does want it to work. There is that doubt in my mind if it's just me kind of doing all of the work and him not. And like sort of running away from it.
So you feel you might be the only one running away?
No, him running away.
He's running away.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like I kind of carry everything and then he runs away.
So you carry everything and he runs away. Gentlemen. Okay, and I'm sure he has his own stuff from his family as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a little side factor there. Okay, so if I am correct, you'll know that you're done with this when you're back together with no stress, which will never totally happen because there'll always be some stress. That's just the way life is, but manageable amounts that you can deal with.
Yeah. Or even if we're not together, just have no stress for me. Like,
okay, so that you won't be stressed about it. You won't be sitting there analyzing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And you'll be able to move on to another relationship, or?
Yeah, if that's what's better for both of us.
Okay. Okay. Again, if I'm saying something that's going against you, just open your mouth and tell me. Okay, the connection's not so good, so I don't hear all the words. So, okay. And with your father, where do you want to get to?
I don't really know where I can get to with that.
Where would you want to get to if you could?
I'd like to feel okay that we don't really have a relationship. Like he's still married to my mum and stuff, and he's still there, but he's very much not there. Like he's kind of like he doesn't really know anything about me. He doesn't know when my birthday is. We never talk. So I'd like to feel better about that. I think there's quite a lot of disappointment and stuff.
And how do you know you feel bad about that? Think about it right now. He doesn't talk with you. You don't talk with him. He knows nothing about you.
It just makes me sad because it's not. I see other people having really supportive and like really mature dads that take care of their family, and he's just been pretty much the opposite. as like a child. And then when I think that's probably affected, my relationships and stuff, and what kind of men I'm going for, it can get a bit.
When did it start getting bad with him?
With my dad?
Yeah, how old were you?
I remember being really tiny and not feeling like safe with him or anything. I've got a memory as a baby of him being right up in my face. I've tapped on that, so it's not so much, but I think he just didn't know how to handle me even for my baby.
And when you think about that memory as a baby, do you still have the memory? Do you still feel it?
Yeah, nowhere near as much. Because I kind of cut that out. I don't really have anything with that, to be honest. But he used to take me to work when I was about 4 and leave me out in there was this courtyard out the back, and he'd leave me out in the cold because he didn't know what to do with me. And then things Mum would tell him to take control and go and tuck me into bed, and he'd end up falling asleep in my bed. So she'd have to come up and kick him out of my bed, things like that.
So when he put you to sleep, he fell asleep in your bed and you stayed awake. Good.
Yeah, I'd just be stood next to the bed, and I'd have to go to my mum and get her to come and kick him out. No, it's weird.
Not really. I know a lot of dads like that. Okay.
Yeah, he's odd.
Okay. So when you think about all of that, how strong do you feel it?
What, all of it together? Probably an 8.
Can you make it higher?
Yeah, I can get angry about it.
When you get angry about it, how do you feel? What's your number?
Well,
10 to 12. Okay. And what's your biggest fear?
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Well, you're working. Yeah.
I think I've struggled with feeling misunderstood, and probably invalidated. I think what used to happen, because I used to get angry at him when I was young, and then he'd turn it around. He used to call me an evil bitch and completely twist it around anytime I got angry.
So what are you most afraid of?
Probably that, being it being turned on me and being around people like him. I think I still struggle. I work in a bar, and a few of the guys can be a bit. Well, there's one guy in particular, and he can kind of be a bit like my dad, and I think that's why I want to work on it, because it triggers me. And I can go into a bit of a childlike state where I get really scared and I feel like I can't protect myself or stand up for myself, whereas other people just brush it off. And then I feel guilty, and I know that logically I shouldn't be, but I am.
And what's the worst part about being around people like him?
I can't. It's like a fight or flight thing. I can't. I feel like I can't do anything. I can't speak back. I can't. I just kind of like freeze up, or I don't know.
Okay, so let's go to the other side again. You want to be in a good relationship with somebody, right? Or you want to be good with just on your own, or with somebody else in a relationship?
Yeah.
Which one? Or either one?
Well, primarily for me, but obviously I know like me sorting this out will benefit my relationship.
Relationships, okay. Okay, so let's go back to the 12, that anger that you have about it, together with everything else. Okay, so it's the anger, it's the fear, that fight or flight, it's the all the memories you have about him, right? And are you including in there also the memories about your boyfriend, or is he separate from here?
I don't see him like my dad. Like he used to be, I think, but he's actually really supportive.
Okay.
Like he kind of understands a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel angry at him. There's like my brother and probably like relationships when I was in my teens.
Yes,
There's like a lot of little bits.
Get all those relationships with your brother, with all the other relationships you had in your teens, relationship with your dad, put them all together, and that's where you feel it in your body.
Terrible.
Okay, where do you feel it?
Right at the base of my spine. I feel quite tearful. I think when I get like upset about it, I can get it in my legs. It seems to like go to my legs.
Okay, and you say it's
I get like anxious.
It's at a 12.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. Know if there's any color attached to it.
It's really dark.
Knows there's a shape attached to it.
It's like a big fuzzy ball.
Okay. I want you to take it all, every single bit of it, and put it on the shelf that's right in front of your face. Okay, go on, literally take it out.
I've got a shelf in front of you.
That's right. Okay, big, heavy shelf. And now when you think of your timeline, you think of the past and the future. Which side's the past, which side's the future?
Past is like that way.
Okay, so I want you to take that shelf and I want you to push it towards your past. Literally, do it with your hands. But whatever I tell you to do, I want you to act it out as if you're trying to show the audience over there what you're doing. Okay? Because they might have as much problem as I have understanding what you're here saying. So they can at least see what you're doing and what you're doing. I'm just joking. I can hear you now. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think of your safe place. What's your safe place? A place where you go to when you want to feel totally, completely, utterly safe and loved. It could be a place in your mind, a place from your past, a place from your future, a place from a book, a place from a movie. It doesn't make a difference where it's from. The only important thing is when you go there, you feel totally and completely safe. Yeah. One of my clients had it in a 5-foot underground, one of those bomb shelters with 5 foot of concrete all around. That was only big enough for her.
Wow.
So
it's my nan's house.
Your nan's house.
Yeah.
Okay, and what made you feel safe over there?
I love my nan and we see her really safe.
Okay. So what you do is I want you to close your eyes. I want you to go to your nan's house as if you're there right now. I want you to see it, hear it, smell it, paste it. Make it as big as you possibly can. And when you get it that big, make it even bigger. Okay. And as you feel it, I want you to notice that it starts at some point in your body before it emanates all around. I want you to point to where that point is, where it starts from. Okay. And I want you to notice there's a color attached to it. What's the color?
Pink.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to breathe in that pink energy. Just keep breathing it in. Let it fill up your whole entire body. From the tip of your head to the tip of your toes, the tip of your fingers, filling up every single organ, every limb of your body. And as you breathe out, I want you to notice it pushing out all the less than positive feelings. And I want you to keep breathing in and breathing out until all the air that's coming out is just as clear as they are coming in. Okay, perfect. And now what I want you to do is I want you to notice how that pink energy just keeps growing inside of you, bigger and bigger, better and better with every breath you take and every beat of your heart, until it starts to overflow out. And as it overflows out, it starts spinning around you, bigger and faster and stronger, getting bigger and bigger, till it creates this whole pink force field all around you. When you got it, I want you to put out your hands and touch the force field, just to make sure that it's there and that you can feel it. Okay, got it? Perfect.
Yeah.
And now what I want you to do is go back to all that bad stuff. All that feeling of anxiousness, the dark, big, fuzzy ball, all that feeling at the base of your spine, the tearfulness, the feelings in your legs. Remember all those incidents with your dad, incidents with your brother, all those little bits and pieces of relationships from your adolescence. Okay, just take a look at them over there. And start tapping. Letting go of all fears. Letting go of all sadnesses. Letting go of all emotional traumas. Letting go of all the helplessness. Letting go of all the hopelessness. Letting go of the no control. Letting go of the anxiousness. The trapped feelings. The feelings in my legs. The big fuzzy ball. Letting go of the feeling at the base of my spine. Letting go of the dark. Letting go of the guilt. Letting go of the scared. Letting go of the lack of love. Letting go of the lack of recognition. Letting go of all the conflicts around it. The inner conflicts. The outer conflicts. Letting them all go. Whatever they mean. Whatever they represent. All the sensations. The colors. The images. Everything else. Let it all go. Safe, let it go. But you live in a house by yourself now?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Why?
It's a nice place. No, just wondering. Let it go.
Okay.
I'm safe. We're all safe. Is your Nana still alive? No. How long ago did she die?
About 12 years ago.
12 years ago. Do you have all the memories?
Yeah.
Grab your wrist. Breathe in. Blow out. Touch the force field. Feel the safety. Feel your Nana's love. And say peace.
Yes.
Okay, when you go back to all that stuff, how does it feel now?
Better.
Well, your number used to be a 12. What's your number now?
Known about 7. 7 or 8.
Even with anger.
No, I can make that harder.
Okay, so what number is it now?
I can make it a 10.
Okay.
If I think about it enough.
So close your eyes. And I want you to see yourself enter into this room. This room is a very special room. It's a dome-shaped room with pearly gray walls. I want you to notice how in the middle of the room there's this big fire pit. It's a very special fire pit, not a normal fire pit, because this fire pit has a blue fire, but it can't hurt you. It can only help you. It can only take all the less than positive things and change them to be into positive. And what you do is notice as you look around the room, on the walls, you see all these squares. And the funny thing about it is that you notice that there's 2 types of squares. One is in one color, and one is another color. And you instinctively know that one color represents all the positive things in your life, and the other color represents all the negative things in your life. What I'd like you to do is like you to reach out your hand and touch one of those positive things. And notice how it feels as you touch it. Notice where you feel it as you touch it. And then take that same hand and reach out and touch one of the less than positive things. And notice how that feels when you touch it and where you feel it when you touch it. And what you do is I want you to pull it off of the wall. And as you do, notice the shifts and changes inside your body. And I want you to take it, and I want you to change it. I want you to smash it and crash it and tear it and do whatever it is you need to do with it, so that it will never be the same as it was before. When you know you got it, take it and throw it right into that fire pit. Feel all the positive energy just blow up in your face. Breathe it in as it transforms, transmutes all that negative stuff, all that less than positive stuff into positive things. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to go and take off all the rest of those less than positive squares on the wall, represented by that color. Tear each and every one of them off. Check. Some of them like to hide underneath the positive ones. Go ahead, literally do it with your hands. Pull them all off. Some of them like to be behind you, so make sure you look over there too. And as you do, just notice the shifts and changes in your body as they occur. And just let me know when you got them all.
It's quite a lot.
That's okay, we have time. Get them all down, every single one of them. And it doesn't make a difference if you know what they represent or not. Your other than conscious mind does. them all? No, go ahead. Have fun with it. Smash them and crash them and break them and tear them and rip them. Change them. Do whatever you need to do so they can never return to go back to what they were before. Enjoy the process.
I think they're all in the fire.
Okay, excellent. And feel that energy. Breathe it in as it changes and transmutes all those negative, less than positive things into positive. And then notice how the smoke and the energy from the fire pit join together with all the positive squares that are left in the wall to create this power net wallpaper all around you, surrounding you, filling you up with a positive energy. When you're done, thank the room, and you can walk out. And I want you to go back to all those feelings, all those relationships between your father, your brother, all the other ones during your adolescence. Feel the anger. See what number it is now.
I don't really feel that angry now.
Okay. What do you feel?
I think there's like confusion.
Confusion's good.
Like not really understanding why. Yeah, confusion.
Where do you feel that confusion?
What do I feel about it?
Where do you feel it? Point where you feel it in your body.
In my head.
And what's the number?
9.
There's just a color attached to it. What's the color?
Grey.
Pull it out. Pull every last drop of it out. Go on. There's tons of it there. If it's 9, don't you get it all? Every last drop of it. Don't let any of it stay behind. Okay, you got it all. Okay, in your mind's eye, take a look. That's what color it is now.
Grey, white.
There's just a spin to it. Which way is it spinning?
Away from me.
Take it by the 2 sides, make it be the opposite of what it was in every possible way. Spinning it faster and faster. Go on, spin it. Doubling the speed, doubling the amplitude, doubling the magnitude, doubling the frequency. Keep doubling it over and over again until you know it can never go back to its work. Let me get bigger and better the way it is now. When you got it for all the right reasons, slam it right back into where you took it out from. Shocking your system as you do. Any sensations, any things you might be feeling are your body's way of letting go of the old, allowing the new. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to change it. Just let your body process through. Only you got it for all the right reasons. Try to bring it back. See what happens instead. What do you feel now?
They're okay at this moment in time.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'm trying to make it come back.
Good. Try.
I don't know. I think there's still some. I think part of me doesn't want to. I don't want to let it go because I resent him. If I want to.
How strong is that feeling? I don't want to let it go.
Probably about an 8.
Start tapping. I don't want to let it go. I want to resent him. He deserves to be resented. After everything he did to me, he deserves to be resented. All the conflicts. Wanting to let it go. Not wanting to let it go. Who will I be if I let it go? What will happen to that little me if I let it go? She went through it all. Am I just going to negate it? No, he doesn't deserve to let it go. Just let it go. He may not deserve to let it go, but I deserve to let it go. Because I deserve to lead the best life that I can lead. I deserve to have the best relationships that I can have. And as long as I keep him in there, him and all my resentment, that's what I'm going to attract to myself. Just let it go. Say, let it go. Time to let it go. Time to heal. We're all safe. Grab your wrist. Breathe in. Blow out. Peace. Okay, how's that resentment now?
Father, I've got guilt.
Okay, what about the resentment? Where's the resentment?
Probably about a 4.
What about the guilt? Where's that?
About a 9.
Okay, we're going to try something different. Just close your eyes. See this big control board in front of you. On this control board, you have tons and tons of dials. I want you to look for the dial that says guilt on it. And it goes from 0 to 10. Notice the number that it's on. What's the number?
4.
4. Interesting. 4 was at a 9. Wow, that was quick.
It was over that side of the control.
So go look on that side of the control board.
Well, on the other side.
I want the one that's a 9. Can you find the one that's a 9?
Yeah.
Found it. Okay. Thought we had lost it there for a moment. Okay. I want you to reach out and touch it. And as you do, I want you to notice where you feel it inside of you. Point to where you feel it. The other hand, keep your hand on the dial. Okay. And I want you to turn the dial down. And what happens as you do? What's the number now?
Getting stuck on 5.
Okay. What's the feeling inside of you?
Pain, skill.
Okay, notice where you feel it. Notice it has a color attached to it. What's the color?
Orange, weirdly.
Pull it out. Pull it all out. Every last drop. Don't let any of it stay behind. That it all? Okay. Make sure. Check. You can find some more there.
That's weird.
Okay. Now with your mind's eye. Oh, wait, I didn't tell you. You didn't finish. You finish?
Yeah.
Okay. With your mind's eye, take a look what color it is now.
Orange.
Notice it has a spin to it. Which way is it spinning?
I'm not holding it. Should I hold it?
Hold it. Yeah. And feel the spin.
Not spinning.
Not spinning. Okay, so what I want you to do is just want you to make it the opposite of what it was in every possible way. Do whatever you need to do to make it the opposite. You got it? Opposite. And now slam it right back in. Any sensations, anything like feeling or your body's way of letting go of the old, allowing the new. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to change it so that your body processes through. When you got it for all the right reasons, try to bring it back, see what happens instead. What happened to the feeling?
Maybe a bit less, Phil?
Say it again?
It's like a little bit, but it's like it's turning into bubbles, which is weird.
Okay, we tap the dial again and turn it down some more. Where's it get to now?
Turn it down to 0, but I don't know.
Okay, so to 0 now?
The dial's on a 0.
Okay. What about the feeling inside of you? Have the bubbles all dissipated?
Yeah, I
Think so?
think there's part of me that thinks it's my fault.
Everybody thinks it's your fault. Okay, go to the dial. That looks like, says on it, my fault. Oh, my fault. What's the number? 0 to 10. 10 is all my fault. 0, it's not. Okay, I want you to reach out and touch it. And with your other hand, point to where you feel it inside. Okay, and now turn the dial down and see what happens. What's the number now on the dial?
3.
Okay, and how's it feeling inside of you?
A bit better.
Now, if you really think about it, was any of it your fault? Tell you what I want you to
Not,
do.
yeah.
How
Yeah.
many of younger yous, versions of you, do you think felt that it was their fault?
A lot.
Okay, I want you to bring them all in to that safe place, that pink force field. I'm just curious, how many are there really as you look at them? 50, 100, 1,000?
Like one for every year.
How much was that?
Oh, about 9 to 18.
18. Okay. Was that more than you thought, less than you thought, or the same amount that you thought?
Probably the same, because it's like one for every year until I left home.
Okay. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to notice where they feel it inside of them and the look on their face as you think about it. And then I want you to have the karma police come on in and suck it all out from them. Now, if the karma police were going to suck it all out and put it in a pile, I'm curious how big that pile is going to be. What do you think?
The karma police.
The karma police. You ever did the karma police before?
Any Radiohead.
They're great, karma police. I love them. So how big would that pile be if they pulled it all out?
Quite big.
As big as Mount Everest, as big as the Empire State Building?
No, like a large bonfire.
Like a large bonfire? Okay. How large? Like how?
Twice the size here.
Okay, well, watch how they pull it all out, suck it out. They have their special techniques. They do it in a very pleasurable way. So it doesn't bother you in the least bit. It might even tickle a little bit as they do it. Take it all out, every last drop, and make a big pile way, way, way off over there. And as you look at that pile, I'm just curious to know, is it as big as you thought it was going to be? Bigger or smaller?
It's smaller.
It's smaller. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to see lined up over there right next to that pile all the people who gave it to you. Now from that pile, how much of it was yours and how much of it was really somebody else's, but they just gave it to you?
None of it was
None of it was yours.
No, a lot of it was theirs.
A lot of it was theirs. Okay. So what would you like to do with it? Do you want to give it back to them? Or do you want to send it down a volcano? Do you want to send it up to the sun? Do you want to send it down to the bottom of the ocean?
Give it back to them.
Give it back to them. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to see the karma police take each part, box it up, hand it over to each one of them, and send them off. And as you look at that pile over there, how much of it's left?
There's a bit for me.
How much? What percentage approximately?
Like a large molehill.
Large molehill, okay. And that part, is it really yours, or is that also belong to somebody else? I just gave it to you.
That's mine.
It's yours. Okay, what would you like to do with that part?
What do I want to do with it?
Mm-hmm. Carpets are very obliging today. It's your special bonus day. You'll do anything you want. Well, you could send it down a volcano, and Mother Earth will recycle it the way it knows best how to do. You can send it up to the sun, and it'll explode inside the energy of the sun. Send it down to the bottom of the ocean, and all the fish there will eat it up and recycle it.
Make it evaporate.
Okay. Crown Police, do your thing. And as it evaporates, I just want you to notice the shifts and changes that you feel in every single one of those younger versions of you, and yourself included. All evaporated. And as you look at all those younger versions of yourself, how do they look now?
Nicer.
Okay. And are you ready to integrate them into yourself? So take them all, one big group hug, and right into your heart, right where they belong. And how does it feel now? When you think about, it's all my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Not there anymore. Good. What I want you to do is I want you to see this big hallway. As you go to the hallway, you'll see doors on both sides of the hallway. And each door represents a number. How old are you?
Now?
Yeah.
31.
31. So there are 31 doors over there. Plus a door called 0. I want you to go down that hall till you instinctively know you got to the first time you ever felt that it was your fault. You don't anymore, obviously, because we took it all away, but that was the first time you ever felt it was your fault before we did the process.
Four.
4. Okay. I want you to walk in the door over there. And I want you to see that there's this big control board right in front of you and a big screen. And I want you to scan through the screen until you instinctively know you got to the point in that movie of age 4 where it was the first time that you felt it was your fault. You don't have to tell me when it is or what happened, just so that you got there.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to make sure, ask her, that little version of you in the movie, whether this is really the first time she ever felt it or if it's a familiar feeling that she felt before.
I don't know if that was the first time or not.
You don't know, ask her. What did she say?
No.
Not the first time. Okay. Ask her if it's okay for her to lead you to the first time. Can she do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so take her hand, take her out of the room, continue going down the hall. Till she brings you to that door that represents the year that it was the first time that it ever happened. What door should she bring you to?
2.
Okay, go on, step inside there together with her. Once again, notice that control board, only now there's 2 chairs there, not just one. One's a little bit higher than the other one. Let her sit in the higher one, you sit in the lower one. Scan through with your special dial to go through the whole video of that year and get to the point where it was the very first time. Okay, and just to make sure, I want you to ask her, was this really the very first time? Or is this a familiar feeling that she's already felt before, like an old friend?
Yeah, first time.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to tell her who you are, make her believe it. Tell her you're from the future, make her believe it. Tell her here in the future you have special ways of changing the past. And I want you to take her to 5 minutes before this incident ever happened, before she ever felt that it was all her fault. And with all the knowledge, wisdom, the information that you've gained throughout the years, I want you to tell her, number one, that no matter what happens in her life, she will never, ever, 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 ever be alone. Because you are always going to be right there with her, helping her, guiding her, loving her, holding her, showing her the way, teaching her, supporting her, accepting her, forgiving her, holding her tight in your heart, right where she belongs. And then I want you to give over to her all that knowledge, all that wisdom, all the information that you've gained throughout the years, and let it go right down to the level of the DNA so it can be encoded over there to be expressed automatically, naturally, and effortlessly whenever she needs it without having to think about it. Just like her hair goes without thinking about it. Just like her fingernails grow without thinking about it. Just like she breathes without thinking about it. And let me know when you're done. Okay, I want you to see a timeline from then all the way till today. And on this timeline, I want you to notice how there's some positive events. There's some less than positive events. The one that your conscious mind knows about and the one that your other than conscious mind knows about. But I want you to play through this timeline not once, not twice, not 10 times, 100 times, but millions of times at the speed of thought, noticing how all that new DNA is being expressed automatically, effortlessly, and naturally every time she needs it, so that all those less than positive events start happening over to the positive side. And all the positive events get bigger and bigger, better and better, stronger and stronger with every breath she takes and every beat of her heart. And keep going through until all the less than positive events have hopped on over to the positive side and grown bigger and better. And watch in your mind how your mind lights up like a Christmas tree with all those lights as the new neurons are creating new neuronal connections to these new memories you're creating. And play it over and over again until it's so locked in, so entwined with all those neuronal connections that you couldn't uproot it. You couldn't take it out, even if you tried. Okay. Now I want you to do is I want you to step out of your body, go your timeline to the future. 7 days into the future. Step into her body. See what she sees, hear what she hears, feel what she feels. Paying special attention to all these things that we worked on today. Give me a report back.
She feels less guilty. She feels less guilty.
Less guilty. I want her to feel good though. What's left of the guilt?
It's kind of hard to say.
Did she feel any guilt?
No.
Because using the word less guilty usually implies that there's still some guilt left. Does she feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So step out of there. Go 1 month, 7 days into the future. Step into her body. See what she sees, hear what she hears, feel what she feels. Paying special attention to all those things we worked on today. And give me a report back.
I feel like there's something clicked, but I don't really know what.
That's okay. You don't need to know what, as long as it clicked. Clicked in the right way, right? Okay, step out of her body. Go 1 year, 1 month, 7 days into the future. Step into her body. See what she sees, hear what she hears, feel what she feels. Paying special attention to all those things that just clicked. And give me a report back.
Yeah, just like something like feel lighter.
Okay. And I want you to step out of her body and go 5 years into the future. Step into the Jessica of that time. See what she sees, hear what she hears, feel what she feels. Paying special attention to all those things we worked on today. All her relationships, with men in particular. Give me a report back. Okay, she's gained a lot of knowledge, wisdom, information during those 5 years, hasn't she?
Yeah.
What I want you to do is I want you to step inside her body, where you are, live out a week in her life, and as you do, let her download into you all that knowledge, all that wisdom, all that information, right down to the level of your DNA, so that you can have it automatically, effortlessly, and naturally whenever you need it, without even having to think about it. Just like your hair grows without thinking, just like your fingernails grow without thinking, just like you breathe without thinking. And let me know when you're both done. Okay, step on out, give her a big hug. How much look forward to meeting her another 5 years. And coming back to today, into your body. In a moment, not yet, but a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And as I do, you can slowly bring yourself back to this new reality that you create for yourself. A reality where you feel at peace with your relationships, relationship with your father, Relationship with your brothers, relationship with men, whatever happened, happened. You got what you needed from it, and you can let it go. You can release it. And you can work on new relationships, better relationships, ones that will serve you, allow you to grow, allow you to feel good within yourself, and let others feel good within themselves as well. Number one, know that all my messages to you and all your messages to your subconscious self are going to grow bigger and bigger, better and better, stronger and stronger with every breath you take and every beat of your heart. Number two, know you did the work. You deserve the rewards. They're my gift to you. Number three, know that for every problem in life that might come up, your other than conscious mind will always come up with the three very best, fastest solutions that you'll be able to implement and return back to being that awesome self that you were created to be. Number four, like a splash of cool spring water, refreshing your face with every drop that touches it. Number five, feeling alive, ready to thrive. Open your eyes at the rate and speed that you're ready to meet this new reality that you've created for yourself. How are you feeling? Good. Okay, so number one, the fact that we're done doesn't mean you're done. If things arise, let them. As you reveal them, you feel them. As you feel them, you heal them. Anything too big, write down. Okay? Number two, I want you to notice and look for all the good changes. Because you're going to have to report back to me next week.
Okay. I'll write it down.
Okay. And number three, I'll check on with you and see how you're doing. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great week.
Bye. And you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Don't forget, if you like this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to my newsletter. The address is right down below over there. Have a great week.